Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video, and I'm geared up with my new duds, hope you like it, Dragon Fighter, pretty cool, I like it anyway, you know I like this whole Dragon Ball Street Fighter crossover thing. Got a few more to show you, you'll see them in upcoming videos, but in this one we are going to be going over Divine Execution and talking about taking down Vega, right? Before we do that, we're going to have to go into Battle Lust, right, because people are going to ask what you should build, right? And I'm giving mine away, right? People can see what I've built, right? Now what you build in here is really going to be entirely dependent on you and your account, right? But what I've gone for, if you look at mine, is I've gone for crit rate. If I can hit the bloody button. This one you need to take. I've gone for damage bonus as well as damage reduction. This one again you need to take. And then over here I've focused on crit damage, I've also focused on crit rate, but mainly I've focused on this one. Increase the damage dealt by the fighter by 24% for 10 seconds after they inflict burn, shock or bleed on the enemy. Effect stacks up to 3 times. Why have I done this? Well, most of us are probably going to use units like Blanca. We're going to use Fashion Blanca. Me, I'm going to use Trendy Cammy. You can also use units like Sea Viper, Dalsim, stuff like that. Using these units as your DPS, you're going to receive a large boost to your damage if you boost this skill. And this is why I've gone with this. Now tomorrow, when I refresh, I'm probably going to put more into the likes of my crit rate damage that I've not boosted and stuff like that. That's going to help me pump out the higher numbers, okay? So that's key. Everyone can really choose what you want to choose, but in my opinion, these are the better ones to probably go for. Crit rate damage. The reason I say that is because ultimately these leaderboard events always come down to RNG luck. All the time, right? Obviously, okay, there comes a degree of certain units, but when you've got those certain units and you're coming up against people who have the same type of units as you, it comes down to RNG every single time, right? So that is what I would build if I was you guys. I've not done this yet at all, not put anything into the EX move, because to be honest, while I think the EX move will be a benefit, not right now, right? It's more of a benefit to go with the talents, in my opinion, than it is the EX move. So I'm going to go ahead and show you probably the timing, okay? Now the timing can vary. People's timing can be different. You can see obviously I'm currently at the top of my battle zone. After I put out this video, I've got a funny feeling I won't be, because I'm about to give away my timings, right? And those are pretty vital. I'm not too fussed about giving them away, because to be honest, anyone could go and look on the leaderboard and do it anyway, right? So I've set up my teams, okay? In my first team, I've got electric damage. In my second team, I've got some burn damage coming from Viper. However, this team is really just there because I need to obviously have a team there. And then in my final team, we've obviously got burn damage coming from Blanca. So this is why, for me anyway, the skills that I showed you are gonna work pretty damn well, okay? So, got my combo set up, I've got everything I need. Everything here is going to come down to when I initiate the combo chain, okay? The reason for the timing is if you time it wrong, Vega will kill your DPS basically, right? So you're trying to time it in such a way that when he attacks, he's not necessarily going to hit your DPS character, right? So I'll show you what I believe so far is one of the better timings. Over the course of the event, this might change, but you can see now I built up 2 chains. Now I'm going to let Vega attack. I'm going to wait about 3 seconds, then I'm going to go. The reason for that is if I went too early, and I might have timed it wrong here, if I went too early, he would kill Cammy quite early on, right? And that right now is what I'm trying to avoid doing, okay? So I can see right now that Cammy's still got a decent amount of health, which means that she's probably going to survive a little bit longer into the battle, which is what I need to happen, okay? Now, in this event, and probably because of the level he's at right now, Evil Ryu isn't like doing crazy stuff for me or anything like that, okay? Now I've had a higher score than that. I've had a higher score. I've had that score up at over 200 million on the first one. So this isn't going to be like my best score or anything like that. I'll take a look at the replay and I'll show you. Round 1 was basically vital to getting my top score. So this one, the timing is the same but slightly different. You probably can't see this because I'm right in the way, but if you look at the 0, it's changed to a 1, you can kind of see there. So we've done our second attack. I'm not doing it on the second attack with this team. With this team, I'm going to wait till after this first attack, and I'm going to wait, then I'm going to go. Probably could wait until I've got 3 full stacks with this team before I went, because Guile really does benefit from just go with his attacks, right? Especially if you've got him up to fighting spirit level 30 and you've also got his cars, because then he's going to build up stacks of saber and it's really going to make a difference to the amount of damage that this guy puts out, okay? But you can see here, not as impressive a score on this middle one, right? Which was to be expected because that team's not got the same power as Team 1 and Team 3. So this one here I would expect to be the highest, and the timing is pretty much the same as with the trendy Kami. It is pretty much just after he does his second super attack, so you can see there that I've now gone up to 2, going to let him do his attack, wait, 2, 3, go now. I would think here I'm probably going to get over 200 million, I would think. Again, there's a lot of things that come into play here, like how often do you crit, because obviously if you crit, your crit damage is boosted, that comes into play. Those things are vital to how high this score can go. But we'll see what we get in this one, and then I'll go and look at the replay to show you how things go when everything is kind of lined up perfectly. Now again, when it comes to what units would you use on this, it's really entirely dependent on your box, right? You can see that it is geared towards Wales 100% because the boosts are going to bleed, flame, and shock or electric, right? Obviously Fashion Blanca isn't for Wales, he's for everyone, but that would tick your DPS unit on a flame team. Vega, bleed, that would give you the boost on that team, and then on your other team, someone like Trendy Kami. So someone who's actually got those 3 units built is probably going to be able to get a really good score in this event by focusing on that last boost that I showed you when we went through the boosts. But who you use is probably really going to greatly depend on your account, you know. Units like Blanca, everyone hopefully at this stage has got him. He's very solid for this event. Units like Guile, I mean, if you're really good at the Guile cheese, you could probably get a super high score with Guile. I've never been able to get that Guile cheese to work though. So if we go ahead, look at the leaderboard, we'll check out the replays. So here's replay 1. If I could do it faster, I would do it faster. But you can see I'm using the same team that I showed you guys in the video. I say in the video, this is still the video that I used a minute ago when I was doing it live. The good thing is, because you're chasing crits, which you are 100% at the mercy of crits, right? To get the highest scores, you're at the mercy of crits. You don't have to spend diamonds or anything to refresh tries. So unlike the previous events where we've had to refresh diamonds to go again, you're not doing that. You've got unlimited tries. You can see here the score is flying up exponentially faster, and that is just because I was critting so often, and those crits have obviously got boosted crit rate damage. It makes a huge difference, right? A huge difference. But you need to get lucky to get those crits. Now the second team really didn't do too great, to be honest. I don't even know if I've changed it. Maybe I have. I can't honestly remember if this was the same team I was using a minute ago. Might be. But you'll see the kind of score we get here. I think it was in the realms of 9 million. It might have even been, 90 million. It might have even been 100. Not entirely sure because I did this a few hours ago and my brain span can't retain information that long. The joys of having ADHD, I'm thinking about 40 million different things and I forget what leaves my mouth 5 minutes ago, never mind 5 hours ago. So what score did I get here? Did I get 100? No, we get close to it though. We get close to it, right? So 93, right? And then the final one, I can't remember if I out damaged myself here. So I don't remember if this team got more damage here than we did on round 1. But if you have been paying attention, the timings that I gave you were exactly as I'm showing you just now. It was just after he does his second attack is when seems to be the sweet spot, because if you go later than that, I found that you have super gauge left that you've not been able to use because you've run out of time. So the timing to basically maximize what you can do seems to be around about there. So again, if you're chasing the high scores, I think that's a pretty good time to go for. You can see there that last attack by Blanca. If I'd went any later, I wouldn't have got that attack with Blanca, and I wouldn't have got that score. So that's how I'm saying the timing is key, and this is pretty much how you do these events. You've got to sit on your attacks, not do anything for a little bit of time. After some time passes, then you go. When you go, you'll max, no matter who you're using, right? Because the boss almost scales while you're fighting them. So if you're just sitting there and letting your gauge build up, he's not got enough in the tank to kill you. So you can do that, you can build up your super gauge, and then all of your different things that stack but maybe have like a 7-second timer or whatever, they all go, right? So you've got a chance for it to build up, and when you reach another stack, those things don't disappear. So if we take shock for example, if you get one stack of shock, I think it's 15 seconds or 12 seconds, whatever. If you get another one, it resets. However, if you don't, it'll drop off. So when you're going attack, all of those kind of buffs that are set to expire, they top up, you get it refreshed, and you keep going. So that's how it's really beneficial if you can save all your attacks and just go when you have a decent amount of super gauge built up, right? So I can't really tell you what units to use. Again, it's going to really greatly depend on you. It's going to depend on your box. You guys know who your strongest DPSs are. Those are who you're going to use. If you're targeting crit and crit rate damage, which is what I recommend doing, then no matter who you use, you are going to get higher numbers than if you are focusing more on survivability, basic attack. While basic attack seems like a good stat to go with, I would go with crit rate damage and crit rate boosting first. Once you've maxed them out, then you can start looking at things like boosting your actual attack stat, right? Because crit rate and crit rate damage is going to give you vastly higher numbers than just putting into basic attack, right? That's my opinion, and hopefully you guys listen. It will help improve your scores. But that's it. Let me know how you're getting on with this event in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the new tee. I think it looks quite good. I think it kind of makes it a bit more apparent that I've been going to the gym and stuff like that. I've still got a bit of a way to go. I'm not going to try and flex my guns or anything like that yet, because despite months of working in the gym, they're still shite. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. But at least I don't look like a big fat bastard anymore, so that's good. Anyway guys, I've been Hayzink. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Peace, and I'll see you later. Bye.